Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
We're now watching the Half Your Deen Show.
Half Your Deen Show.
With Samir Abdullah.
And Imam Naeem Abdullah.
Half Your Deen Show.
Assalamu alaikum. We
are now watching the Half Your Deen Show on Northern Radio.
Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
We're now watching the Half Your Deen Show.
Half Your Deen Show.
With Samir Abdullah.
And Imam Naeem Abdullah.
Half Your Deen Show.
Assalamu alaikum. We are
now watching the Half Your Deen Show on Northern Radio.
Bismillah.
alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
We're now watching the
Half
Half
Your
Your
Deen
Deen
Show.
Show
Half Your Deen Show.
with Samira Abdullah
And Imam Naeem Abdullah.
Half Your Deen Show.
Assalamu alaikum. We are
You are now watching the Half Your Deen Show on Northern Radio.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ورضي الله تعالى عن السادة التابعين وعلماء العاملين وأئمة الأربعة المجتهدين ومقلديهم إلى يوم الدين أما بعد Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Everyone, to my family on YouTube, I apologize for keeping you waiting so long. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't share it on Facebook, only to realize that it wasn't on Facebook. So I just added Facebook. So you should start seeing the Facebook people come on in. Alhamdulillah. And I apologize for starting late. You know, we tried to wait until, well, there's really two things that has caused us to move the time of our show back. Is the time of Maghrib is starting to get a little bit earlier and earlier every day now. So in Pittsburgh, Maghrib comes in approximately 8:58, something like that. And so this gives us time to pray and then come on and do the show. So this is one reason why we intended to start at 9:30. And add to that Sheikh Yahya Baltimore's class. We want to come on after that. But tonight, we almost didn't have a show. We almost didn't have a show because something came up and Samira had to go take care of it. So she may or may not join us in the comments, but I doubt that she'll be joining us. Well, alhamdulillah. So y'all just stuck with me tonight. And y'all stuck with talking what I want to talk about tonight. Alhamdulillah. Hopefully I won't bore you all. But inshallah, my intention is not to keep you long. So I want to return the greetings to all of you who greeted me first. G. Matthews, our sister Patricia, Sidi Nasir, and Abdurrahim. Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to dive right into it. You see the title, Lying to Get Your Way. Lying to get your way. Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Farouk. Alhamdulillah. And may Allah make your work easy in the breeze and your shift be smooth and uneventful. Alhamdulillah. Let me tell y'all what motivated tonight's topic. Matter of fact, before I tell you, can any of you guess what motivated tonight's topic? Can any of you guess why I chose to talk about lying to get your way? It's only a few of y'all in here, so I won't wait that long. We know Farouk, you at work. No one can guess? Well, I'll just tell you. I'll just say the name. I forgot her last name that quick. Carly. What's her last name? I forgot it that quick. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ruqayya. Russell. Okay, that's her name. I forgot that quick. Okay, so for all of those who have been off social media and don't know Carly, who is this? I'll tell you what I know. And then I'll follow that up with some things that I just found out. Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Abdul Bar and Yusha, alhamdulillah. And Farouk Thomas, alhamdulillah. So I forget exactly what date. I think it was July 15th or something like that. Down in some place in Alabama, a girl called somebody in her family on the phone and said as she was driving down the highway that she saw a little baby on the shoulder just walking by themselves. So she pulled over on the highway, and her friend, I forgot who she was on the phone with, a friend, whatever, somebody in her family or her mom. And the phone, they still on the phone, right? And so she's going to check out this baby, right? She got his cheese, it's watching, right? So apparently, right, she is going to see about this little baby in the middle of the night on the highway walking by himself, right? That only she saw, right? And apparently she gets abducted right there on the side of the highway. So she was on the phone with the I forgot who she was on the phone with, right? Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Queen Sauda. So now Samira ain't got no tea. She ain't here tonight. Y'all stuck with boring old me, right? And I don't intend on being that long. But I need y'all to engage with me after I tell y'all what motivated the subject, tonight's discussion. So press conference, manhunt for Carly, right? News, everything for Carly. They're looking for her and a baby that she saw walking on the side of the road. About 2 days later, she appears at her house or her parents' house or whatever. Here I is back again. It didn't stay out that long. Alhamdulillah. Samira cut the lights off. Samira tried to sabotage stuff because she can't be here. She's the one who actually told me to go on with the show, even though she had to take care of something. So that ain't bad. Alhamdulillah. So, alhamdulillah. So back to this Carly situation, right? Press conference, manhunt, dogs, helicopters, all kind of stuff. And then bootleg Black Lives activists. If this was a white person, the government would be doing more to find them, right? They need to have human metal detectors and all kinds of stuff that people saying, right? All this stuff, right? So she appears back again, 48 hours. They call 911 to let the family calls and say, hey, she just came back. You know, she's what they say, breathing but non-responsive. Breathing but non-responsive, something like that. But when paramedics show up, she's just fine. She's breathing and responsive. They take her, they check her out, bring her back home. Now the family's like, give us our space. You know, they being real closed mouth. There's an investigation going on. And we can't say everything, but they're alluding to the fact that she was abducted by someone and she had to fight. And she was fighting for her life for 2 days. Meanwhile, there's a traffic cam. There's a traffic cam that I guess the police released. And from what I understand, what they released is they cut it. So you see her car pulling over. You don't see no baby, though. You see the car pulling over. Then it cuts. And then you see when the police arrived on the scene. And what they found in her car was her phone, her Apple Watch, her wig, and some other stuff. So that, right? So they found all that, and then she shows up 2 days after she went missing. Rukai says little man in a diaper. That's one of the popular memes going around. So if you see that and you don't know what they're talking about, they talk about this situation, right? So the city said she was fighting with the other liar, Jesse Smollett, faking their own demise. This is what everybody talk about on social media, right? So here's some more stuff that then came out. The police came out and said that there was no baby. So that the police said we can't tell you everything that's happening, but we can tell you that there was no baby. This will get everybody up in arms. Where this baby? Who this baby? How? What happened to the baby? Right? No baby. I heard just before I got on from another podcaster that this girl, Carly, said that she was kidnapped by a red-headed trucker. And the way she described the redhead, like a comb over, it was like she was describing Donald Trump, right? a trucker with logs in the truck and kidnapped her, right? Then they found footage of her on camera going. What store did she go to? Target, and she brought them Swedish fish and some Cheez-Its or some Cheetos or something, right? They got on camera doing this, right? Buying this junk food. right? But when they found the car, when the police showed up on the highway, minutes after the family, minutes after 911 was called, right? They didn't find the Cheetos that she brought. So she left her phone, the Apple Watch, and her wig, and took the Cheetos. It's the sweetest fish, right? I guess the kidnapper wanted to make sure that, she had her little stacks. My question was, I wanted to know what she told police what she was doing for them 2 days. But I haven't heard. I'm not sure if it's out yet or not, but I haven't heard that the police didn't release the information. So everybody basically saying she lying, right? This is obvious. Veronica said, that's why I wouldn't leave my cheese at Caesar. But she had hot food in the car. She stopped by a restaurant prior to getting on the interstate. Her boyfriend said she was fighting for her life. Her boyfriend deleted her off his social media. Now, one of y'all said in the comments, let me go back up. One of y'all said in the comments something else about her boyfriend. I think I missed something. Oh, they raised money for her on Crime Stoppers. I forgot how much money they raised for her. So people was doing their job. If y'all seen also on social media, there's the movie Taken. They put her there with Jesse's with Liam Neeson, right? Taken. There was a comment here. Wait a minute. Yeah, it was like 60K. I just saw a random podcast, and he was saying that from what he understand that she was just doing all of this to get attention from her boyfriend. Malika said the baby is in her stomach. Allegedly, she was hiding getting an abortion from her mother and the boyfriend. Ah, okay. Yeah, Malika's comment. That's the one I was looking for. You should have said Cheez-Its are on special for 49 hours here. The only thing to save her is to embrace Islam and move to a Muslim country where they can forever. Now, matter of fact, the podcast I was just watching, and it's amazing how they people immediately connected this false story to Jesse Smollett, right? Because he's moist, part of the alphabetic rainbow crew, right? But this podcaster was saying that don't matter. We still gonna prosecute you. We don't care what you identify as. You a dude, and we gonna prosecute you. But that girl, we ain't gonna prosecute her. We're not even gonna charge her. Because and if they charge her, that would be amazing. Because it's well known that in this country, when women make false reports, It doesn't matter what kind of damage those false reports cause. They don't ever get charged. And it is a crime to make a false report to a police officer. That is a crime. It's not like there's no crime, there's no law on the books for it. Making a false report is a crime. She getting charged in Alabama. The chief police going to make sure she does. Yeah, I got to see. I'm watching this story. And I know it's not the same thing. But you know what crossed my mind? Because I was a teenager when it all happened. The Central Park Five. Now, but they rebranded themselves. Man, my memory's messing me up. The Exonerated Five. When I was a teenager, there was a white woman jogging in Central Park. And there was a whole bunch of young black and Spanish kids bugging out in the park, just as we used to say, we was wilding. The media took that and said, black youths wilding in Central Park, rape a white woman jogger, right? So the police just basically scared the living out of these young kids, right? And had them confessing to stuff they ain't know nothing about. This woman actually did get raped in the park. She don't know who did it. Feel like I'm in the Gambia. SubhanAllah. What was I saying? I was saying how I was telling the story of the Central Park jogger, how it reminded me of a little bit, even though it's way different. So the police made these people take this charge. These young boys take this charge. They all spent about each of them approximately 20 years in jail. One of them was actually locked up with the real rapist. And the real rapist admitted to him that, hey, you locked up for the crime I did. You're locked up for the crime that I did. And he admitted this. And this is how they got exonerated. Back then, Donald Trump was just a rich guy, real estate owner and all that kind of stuff. He put out a newspaper ad saying that they should be killed. A full-page newspaper ad. These dudes should be killed for raping that good, innocent white woman. This is different in a lot of ways. One of the ways is different is that the woman didn't lie about being raped. But she wasn't necessarily all gung-ho about finding a real rapist either. And people find it hard to hold her accountable for anything because she's really a victim. But how many of you know of situations where people have lied and had their whole entire lives messed up based on a lie? There was an athlete who I wasn't too familiar with this case. It just came across my radar once or twice. I think it was a college athlete who was accepted to the NFL or something like that. And he was accused of something. He was eventually exonerated. But the path that he was on, sports, scholarships, all that stuff, taken from him because someone accused him of doing something he didn't do. And the one woman who accused him of doing it, no charges. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Abdullah. Many times, baby mamas, ex-wives, ex-girlfriends who have a children with a man, they will accuse the man of doing something disgusting with the child in order to keep the child away from their father. Nowadays, many of these court cases, they stream them live because a lot of court cases now they happening on Zoom and stuff like that, and they're open to the public. So a lot of now, right, you can sit at home and just watch people tell stories, in the courtroom. Another lie, for example, Malika mentioned Tupac in the rape case. Tupac was involved in another lie. His mother lied to him, Athene. Told him that his biological father was dead. He grew up thinking his biological father was dead, when everybody around him knew who the father was and that the father was alive. Tupac blows up, gets famous. He's a rapper, plays in the movie Juice. Finish filming the movie Above the Rim. He gets shot in the studio in New York. His biological father hears about it. This is an opportunity to try to get at my son. goes to the hospital. I'm here to visit Tupac Shakur. Who should I say is visiting? His father. Tupac's a famous rapper, right? Person at the hospital says, "You ain't his father, he's dead." Tupac mom comes. No, that is his father. And from that point on, Tupac had a relationship with his son. With his father. And from that point on, Tupac was beefing with his mom. Like, why you lie to me all this time? His father just did an interview on Art of Dialogue channel. He was messed up. He didn't appreciate the way they depicted him in the Dear Mama series. I knew about this for about a year because the one who's conducting the interview of him on the Art of Dialogue channel, he's like, he knew Tupac. He's like a music producer or something like that, an artist or something. I can't even remember his name right now. But if any misinformation come out about Tupac, he's going to be one of them, because Tupac is one of the things you can talk about on YouTube and get your numbers up and stuff. So if anybody got a Tupac story, they're going to put it on and try to get their likes and money up and stuff like that. Right. But anyway, so he put out the receipts from that a long time ago. He had Tupac's stepbrother, his half brother, on his show, on his channel a while ago. And so he put like all the receipts up and all that, Tupac birth certificate and the name change. He had all that receipts months ago, a long time ago on his channel. And I knew about it. Think about the psychological trauma. Not Mopreme. I forgot his name. He's not famous. Mopreme is famous. He was in the industry and all that stuff. Tupac's father has a whole other family. That's why I said half brother. Mopreme like stepbrother, right? I don't remember his name. Maybe like 3-4 months ago, something like that. This guy had him on his channel. But yeah, this him and Tupac, same father. The father that Tupac thought was dead. The reason why Tupac thought he was dead is because his mother told him that this other dude was his dad. And that dude had died. Not even mentioning Billy Garland. And they was in the Black Panthers together. That's how they know each other. Imagine the trauma. And I've raised stepchildren. I know what stepchildren go through when one of the parents ain't there. You can be the best mom or the best dad you want to be. Them children always feel like something's missing. They feel like, I got to know who I am. That's when they know who their parents are. That's when they know who their parents are. Now add to that, the one parent that you do have is lying to you about who your other parent is. Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Jackie and Fatima. That one parent have you thinking that the other parent don't care about you, ain't no way around. Then you grow up and get older and find out that, oh, wait a minute. It's not, this dude ain't my father. This dude is my father. And why you ain't tell me? It's a lot of anger there. And that stuff is common. It's very common. It's so common, I think all of us know someone who did that to their children, or know some children who it was done to, or A'udhu Billah, maybe some of us have done it. We lie to our children. But that's like in Islam, looking at it from the Islamic perspective, they say the Sharia, Islamic law, the sacred law, comes to protect certain things. Number one, all the laws in Islam come to protect Islam itself, comes to protect the deen. It comes to protect life. It comes to protect wealth. This is why certain things are haram, like stealing, gambling, all of these things you see, they're there to preserve wealth. The preservation of honor, the preservation of nasab, lineage. It's a sacred right given to every human being from Allah that they should know who their parents are. And anytime you or I or they or them deprive another human being of that, we're committing a crime against that person. So some of these lies that we be telling, and I hope when I say we, hope nobody here. We think, okay, I'm just gonna tell this lie because I'm mad at my baby father. I ain't really mad at him. I'm mad at somebody else from my childhood. I'm mad at him. I'm gonna take it out on him, and I'm going to use the child that we have together as a stick to beat my ex-husband or my ex-boyfriend with. Why are you going to shut up, Malika? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Isa. So I'm going to destroy my child's whole world outlook, his whole psychology, because I'm mad. And when you really peel back the letters, the layers, I'm not even really mad at the dude. I'm mad at some other person in my childhood that got me thinking like this. Lying. What's that? Everybody was just talking about him a few weeks ago. Williamson, the basketball player with the porn star. What's their names? Leon, the basketball player. The one that's, he got one loose woman pregnant, then the other professional loose woman was making all types of tweets about them all day, every day. Zion. I know I was close. Zion Williamson, that's the last name. I hadn't heard nothing about them in the last few days. But I think the last thing I heard that she was saying that he was physically beating her. He's supposed to give me some money for me to keep quiet from him physically beating me. You know, in Islam, lying is directly connected with hypocrisy, nifaq. Usually when Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to start describing hypocrites, lying comes up right away. Lying. The signs of a hypocrite are three. When he speaks, he lies. We have to be careful of liars. Once you see that somebody doesn't have any problem lying to get what they want, stay away from them. Once they don't have a problem lying to get what they want, stay away from them. Because we know in this society that when some people lie, it's politically expedient for everybody around them to believe the lie. Even though it could be obvious the person is lying, people want to believe that lie. There's some people that I used to be associated with. I'm not associated with them anymore. And one of their major characteristics is that they lie. And many times I'll be tempted. I'm a human being. I'm tempted like everybody else. I'll be seeing stuff here on social media. I'll be like, want to hear this liar go again, man, for real? And everybody believing this stuff for real? And it's real tempting when you got receipts too. I'm like, oh. Sometimes I just have to, close the computer. Right? I can't do it. People will lie. And they don't care who is hurt as a result of the lie. That's the dangerous part. The part not no innocent lie. That lie is going to cause people to get hurt. I'll tell you about a lie that happened back when I was still living in New York. I told this story before. So this is New York. This is Brooklyn. This is Masjid Taqwa. Back in the day, Taqwa was the black masjid, New York City. Even if you were a part of another community, it was like your blackness was questioned if you ain't at least visit Masjid Taqwa at least once, right? That's my home community, right? So I think it's the summer because I remember the weather being kind of warm. And we just finished making Isha. We're standing in front of the masjid, talking, just kicking it. And one of the sisters comes and tells me that this dude hit her. Some kafir from her block hit her. And she don't live far from the masjid. How did she tell us that? If you're familiar with Masjid Taqwa, back in the day, you had a restaurant right next to it named Shameen. That spot used to stay open almost all night. That's the late night. It was a Bangladeshi cat who owned it, but he cooked soul food and stuff. So you could get macaroni, cheese, fried chicken, fish, all that kind of stuff that we like from there. And it stayed open late, probably like 2, 3 in the morning. But this is right after Isha. And this sister tell me that some kafir that live on her block hit her, and she don't live far away. So we outside the masjid. So, brothers is coming and going to the restaurant. One brother was there, Rahimahullah, Idris Abdul Rahim. May Allah have mercy on him. his children was brought to the our 40 Hadith program. Some of his Muslim cousins pull up to Shameen's while all of this is going on. These cats is in the street, but they Muslim. So they hear what we talk about. Oh, work? Oh, Kafir? A Muslim sister? Let's go. Where? So words get around. Everybody looking for excuse to put us at work. Yeah, all right, cool. So we all jump in the cars, go around to where she live at, not even like 5 minutes from the masjid. We all posted up on the block where he live at. He live right there. Knock on the door. He ain't home. Right? So we're like, all right, we'll wait. He gotta come home. So we all split up, waiting on the block for this kafir that done hit this Muslim sister to come back home. And so we're out there 15 minutes, 30 minutes. And then about after like 30 minutes or so, old lady that live on the block like, hey, what y'all good brothers doing out here? Now we waiting for somebody, right? Then she said, who y'all out here for her? Oh, she always fighting with that boy. First red flag. Then the sister comes back to the door, was like, I don't think he coming. Y'all could go home now. Nah, sister, we good. We ain't got nothing to do. We be right here. About another 10 minutes or so pass. She come back out. So I'm like, I think y'all should go home now. I don't think he coming. Nah, he gotta come. We be right here. Don't worry about us, sister. We good. About another 10, 15 minutes after that, she come back out. Yo, brothers, y'all need to go home. Can y'all please go home? No, we ain't going home. Right? And then she came out, and I'm like, so says, why you want us to go home? You're the one who called us, right? You got to live here. We here. We going to protect the Muslim sisters, right? And she was like, so we going, now we arguing with her about staying there. And some of the brothers like, no, don't worry about it. We going to make sure he don't ever touch you again. Don't worry about it, right? And then she breaks out crying. So and she's like, well, I love him. I'm like, when she did that, everybody like at once, as if we were prepared for it. Like, oh man, you subhanallah. She messing with some kafir dude. We were about to kill this dude, man. She messing with him, man. Man, we out, man. Astaghfirullah, man. We out. Can you imagine if that dude would have came home? It was at least about 15 of us out there ready to get in some work. Some of us ain't got no work in a long time. And all of that frustration that we used to be able to take out on the street, we're going to take out on that one dude right there. Why? Because she lied. Muslim sister, kafir boyfriend, they got in an argument, and she wanted to use us to get at him. This is like way back in the mid to late 1990s. She lied. Exactly, Malika. That dude would have came home. I don't know what would have happened to that dude. And, you know, it wasn't like we was out there unprepared either. And I don't need to be explicit about that. There was going to be a big release of energy if he would have came home. And it would have been all based on that person's lie. But I've seen situations where a sister will say that someone put hands on her. You know, we're a little bit older now. We got a little bit more wisdom, some gray hair, right? Before we move out, we investigate. Some sisters want to punk you. You're not going to defend the sisters. See, that's why brothers and sisters can't depend on your brothers, because you want to investigate the stuff, man. Nah, that ain't gonna work, sister. We'll be a punk all day. We're gonna investigate. Like the same, at that time, I was probably in my late 20s, right? No, mid 20s. I was in my mid 20s. Back then, action, we put in work, ask questions later. You know, we used to say, put in work, ask questions later. If we wrong, make tower, right? Later, right? No, but we supposed to investigate stuff first. The proper thing would have been to go over there and talk to the dude and get his side of the story. And then if work need to be put in, then after that we put in work. But none of us came there to talk. But like I said, I've seen many times when an accusation is put out and brothers want to investigate, then the brothers all of a sudden they become punks because they want to investigate. We're not trying to defend the sister. Hold on for a second. I got jammed up the same way in the projects. Another sister had me and brothers ready to duct tape for Kaffir. The sister was married and this was her boyfriend. I resigned from the academy after that. Yeah, see, that lie could have got me taken away from my family. Right? Because I had a family then. Right. Y'all know me, I got a criminal record, right? That would have been another strike to my record because she's lying. And she probably would have be the one to call the police. Yeah, I know who did it because I went to the masjid and get him. It's him right there, him. They did that to my boyfriend. Maybe the dude might have been there and seen what was going down and rolled up on us and got the drop on us and laid a few of us down because of her lie. Can anyone name a famous lie that's mentioned in the Quran? You ain't got to lie, Craig. What's a famous lie mentioned in the Quran along these lines? A famous lie mentioned in the Quran. None of y'all know? Frisco. Allah Akbar. Oh, yeah, that's another one. I wasn't thinking about that, Farouk, by Aisha. The affair of the Ifk, when Aisha was slandered. Nah, not that one of the right. Yeah, all of those, they're lies, and they're mentioned in the Quran. Surah Yusuf. I think there's a lot of lessons in that a lot of people don't extract from that. Did the wife of the Aziz, did she say Yusuf raped me? Did she say that like that? Did the wife of the Aziz said Yusuf raped me? Not like that, but that he tried. The ayah is even more. I don't think. Go back to that ayah. Thank you, Frisco. I don't think a lot of us appreciate that. She says, what is the reward, or what is the recompense, or what is the punishment for the one who tried to approach your wife? She didn't say, hey, he tried to approach me. Obviously, you just caught us, so we both run into the door, right? Oh, whoa, hey, what is the punishment of someone who tried to approach your wife? You can't never corner her and say, you said Yusuf raped you. I didn't say that. I just asked you what the punishment was for it. We don't appreciate subtleties like that. I'm gonna tell you how what I connect this to on the ground in real life as an imam when people come to you with stuff, right? Sometimes a sister will come to the imam and say, Imam, you and the brothers need to defend me. You know, my husband put hands on me. We all know put hands on is slang for hit, right? But if you have a little experience under your belt, you know that you need to investigate. You ask the brother, or you have the brother right there when you talking to her, right? And brother, did you put hands on her? No. And then you wait for her response. Sometimes because a lot of times, a lot of women, they aren't expecting you to get specific because it's like awkward. You talking to a sister that's not your wife, right? Imam, he put hands on me. How did he put hands on you? What you mean? Explain it to me in detail. Paint a picture for me. How did he put hands on you? They're not expecting that question. Well, we were arguing and then he put hands on me. Okay, we understand that he put hands on you. How did he put hands on you? Did he slap you? Did he punch you? Did he body slam you? What did he do? He grabbed me violently. He grabbed you where? Right? A lot of times when you get to the meat of the matter, it was no hitting that took place. Sometimes I've seen situations where the brother did grab his wife to stop her from hitting him, literally. But if you didn't get them both together or got his side and you just acted off of what she said originally, you would assume that he struck her, he slapped her, he punched her, he kicked her or something. Sometimes the lie isn't in what is being said to you. The lie is in what they lead you to believe by their vague statement. Like the wife of the Aziz. What is the recompense for the one who tries to come to your wife? When literally she the one who locked the doors. She the one that said, hey, Talaka, now you got me here I am for you, right? And she chasing him, right? But now that she got caught, right? Well, what's punishment is one that tried to come at your wife? Yes, they will get offended. The ones that get offended are usually the ones that's hiding stuff and trying to railroad your understanding of what happened. Someone that's telling the truth is not offended. They know that you just want all the information. What resulted from the lie told on Yusuf? Her husband was disrespected. She got a whole husband. Now he's emasculated because his wife literally tried to rape another dude in his house. Then he had to say, yo, Yusuf, don't tell nobody about it. Leave this between us. Then she has a party because the news is getting around town. The second consequence of the lie is the slander and the gossip going around town. She invites the women, gives them some fruit and knife to cut the fruit, that calls Yusuf out, and they amazed at his beauty, and they cut their hands instead of cutting the fruit. All of this from the lie. Now, all of the women in the town is caught up with Yusuf. And so they thought it was better to put him in prison than to have they women tripping over him like that. All on a lie. Yusuf in prison because of the lie. But alhamdulillah, like everything, as part of Allah's plan. One of the things that's extremely painful for anyone to go through, especially someone that's innocent, completely innocent of what they're being lied on about. And even more so if the person is just an innocent person, is to have someone lie on them and then people believe that lie. That's extremely painful for that person. Because everybody walking around believing a lie. And that's one of the signs of the last day. The liar will be believed and the truthful one won't be believed. One of the signs of the approach of the hour, one of the minor signs of the day of judgment, is that the liar will be believed and the truthful one will not be believed. Dubar said it hurts deeply. Been there. I've been there for a minute too. You know the situation I've been there with. You know, I've met people who they just meeting me first time and they already got beef with me. Like I see it by the energy, right? Like, okay. When I get certain, it's been going on so long now, when I get certain type of energy, I say, okay, they must know somebody from that camp. Because they done pissed in their air already, right? And I had people come to me, several, apologizing. You know, I ain't like you when I first met you. Because, you know, I met so-and-so and so-and-so before I met you, and they told me this and that and the third about you. But now I know you, and I know a little bit about that situation. Them dudes is lying. This has happened to me so many times. Some people want to physically do something to me based on a lie. Yeah, you were one of these strongholds. I need to visit there to get them angry. Some people know the truth, but they still go with the lie. That person is even more disgusting to me. Some people know stuff is a lie, and they still cool with it. They remain quiet. I don't like none of them type of people around me. But I have people wanting to do stuff to me, like physically do. Muslims wanting to do something to me. Why? Because they've been told this stuff, them lies. Now think, in that situation, you got some Muslims wanting to hurt another Muslim based upon lies. So you got that person involved in the sin of having animosity in his heart against another Muslim. And then if they was to have enough heart to actually try to do something, and I get hurt, all based on your lie. Lying to get your way. Another lie. You know, for example, if you get married through us, we're going to strongly demand that both of you get tested for what they call it now, STIs, sexually transmitted infections. We used to call it STDs. They changed the D to an I. You know what I'm talking about. Get tested. Don't show the results to me. Show it to each other before y'all get married. Some dudes be like, "Now, come on, but we ain't doing all that. That's a bid'ah. Showing no, taking no tests. They ain't had no tests for those diseases like that. Did the Sahaba do that? Right? They go through that. So they run that game, right? Imam all up in our business. He want us. He want to know. No, I don't. I want y'all both to know about each other. Don't tell me. Show each other. But they run whatever game they run, and then convince her to get married without the test. And then you go for your regular female gynecology test, whatever. Okay, so here's the prescription for your prescription for what? Oh, man, you're burning. You're sizzling. You got gonosyphil, non-gonococcal, syphilitis. You got it. But I ain't been with nobody, just my husband. Well, he needs to go to his doctor to get checked too. Because you definitely sizzling. I'm not going to tell a whole story. I told it many times before, but there was a sister that I was her wali, and she was already messing with dude. She's a new Muslim. He been Muslim. They was messing with each other for all these years. She took Shahada, and she's trying to be a sincere Muslim. So now she wanted to get married to dude. For whatever reason, I don't know why, dude kept dragging his feet. I'm like, just marry the sister, man. Y'all been together anyway. Just marry her. Why you keep delaying? Every time you set a date, you push it back, whatever. So I was her wali, and after the third time he called off the wedding, I said, I don't give you permission to marry him. You find someone else to marry. And at first she was cool with it, but they got history. So he sweet talked her. I got kicked to the curb. I didn't even know I got kicked to the curb. I just heard about the wedding maybe about a week after it happened at some other masjid. This is a long time ago. This is in the 1990s. And then the next time I saw her, I still don't have I don't even have a clue what he gave her. I do know that he gave her sexually transmitted disease, and I do know that it caused her to have to be out of work for months. I just thought it was amazing that Allah protected her from getting any type of disease from him when she was an ignorant non-Muslim, even after she became Muslim. And then I was telling her, man, I know y'all been together, but try to do it right. Just try to hold off now until y'all get married. I know you already know each other, but like just try to salvage something, right? And tell them to hurry up to get married. Why? What is the delay? Why are we waiting? I took away my permission. They went to some immigrant masjid that nobody knows them. They got married, and then now, only then, he gives her a disease. I just thought, to me, that's a big message. And she was like, it's incurable, just treatable. I don't know what that is. I don't know why. I didn't feel like it was HIV/AIDS. I don't know what it was. I don't know, some type of special stuff. I don't know. But sometimes I've seen and heard about both women and men who were previously married to people who had quote unquote incurable diseases. We know every disease has a cure, right? That's why I said quote unquote. Every disease has a cure. We just may not know the cure, but every disease has a cure. You know the brother, you know the sister was married to someone for a long time. And the person they was married to even probably died from AIDS. And then you watch that person marry someone else and nobody even mentions that. And so you let this unknowing person enter into a marriage with a person who is more than likely carrying the same disease that killed their former husband or wife. And then you do the marriage without saying get tested. You ain't got to tell people personal business, but get tested. Let the test tell. Maybe he didn't get it. Maybe she didn't get it. But get tested. Or a person may know they got it. And don't say nothing. So I didn't think I was going to be on this long. Let's wrap it up. We started off talking about this Carly person who lied. That was the motivation of tonight's half your Dean show. It's a quarter of your Dean show because my other half ain't here, so it's a quarter of your Dean show tonight. And how she obviously lied about many aspects of a so-called abduction. And that's what inspired me to want to talk about the different lies people tell and not knowing or not caring about the results or the ripple effects of those lies. You can destroy someone's life. You even lead to ending someone's life based on some lie. So stay away from liars and stay away from people that's cool with liars too. You say, we still want Samira. Nah, you can't have it. You're stuck with boring old me. Alhamdulillah. And so I just mentioned a few different scenarios and situations, real life situations, where someone's lie could have and or did adversely affect someone else's life. So don't take lying as like something that's light, a light matter. It's very serious. Hold on for a minute. I see a question, Rukai. Hold on. Have you ever heard about our souls being in another realm before the creation of human beings? Yes, exactly. In a physical sense, in a physical sense, and that in the other realm, the souls didn't vibe with others, which is why sometimes for no reason we all just vibe click with someone else. The only part that's throwing me off, you says beings in the physical sense. You know, in the proof of so the answer to your question, generally speaking, is yes. And the proof of that, if you look in Surah Araf, chapter number 7, I can't remember which verse, but the verse where Allah mentions something that happened to us in the past. Allah asked us, all human beings, Alastu bi Rabbikum, am I not your Lord? That's what Allah extracted all human beings from the loins of Adam and asked all of us, Alastu bi Rabbikum, am I not your Lord? And all human beings said, Bala Shahidna. Of course, no doubt, we bear witness. All human beings bore witness to this. What's being spoken about, what you're talking about, is a paraphrase from a hadith. It's and Malika is making direct reference to the hadith, right? And that hadith is explaining one aspect of what happened in that realm when we were asked, am I not your Lord? By the Lord of the world. It's called the realm of souls or the realm of spirits. When I put the R and the W together, it's hard for me to say. Arawah, plural for ruh, right? The realm of souls. So many things happen in that realm, but one of those things is like, and I don't remember the word hadith word for word, but Malik is alluding to the hadith that souls are like conscripted troops. And so if souls were close to each other in that realm, if and when they meet in this life, in the physical sense, then they'll click. It's like they know each other. Don't I know you from somewhere? No, you don't know me. I don't like that dude. Why? I just don't like him. We all come across people like that. People just click with. Some people, they ain't never did nothing wrong to us. They may even be a good person, but I just don't like him. Why? No, he's a good person. He ain't did nothing wrong, but no, you stay over there. One of the reasons for that is what took place on that day. Don't stick your head in here. I'm logging off before you try to get on here. You was missing. Say something. No, you're not coming on. We don't want you. Alhamdulillah. I don't know if you heard of Samir says Assalamu alaikum. I think it says the righteous are inclined towards each other and evil people are inclined towards each other. I think that's one of the meanings extracted from that hadith. I don't think the hadith says that. So yeah, there's some validity to that, Rukaya. So I gave you a point where if you want to research it deeper, look for that ayat, since Surah Araf, the heights, that's Surah number 7. I can't remember which ayat, but it's easy to find. I think that's the only ayat in the Quran where Allah mentions that He extracted all the souls from the loins of Adam and asked us, "Am I not your Lord?" And all human beings said, "Of course, we bear witness." Then that hadith that Sister Malika is alluding to is referring to that day when that happened. Alhamdulillah. So I pray that this quarter of your Deen show was beneficial, and I hope we look at liars and those who support liars and those who don't verify the truth. I hope we look at all of them with a more serious eye and make sure that we protect ourselves and our loved ones from, the mechanisms and the possible adverse effects that can come from those liars in our circles. We should keep them out of our circles. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you. Tonight is Yawmul Jum'ah. Make sure you read Surah Al-Kahf, chapter number 18 of the Quran. And if you're a brother, please go to Jum'ah. Don't fall into the trends of these days where people just don't even care about Jum'ah no more. Go to Jum'ah tomorrow. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت واستغفرك واتوب اليك والعصر ان الانسان لفي خسر الا الذين امنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. السلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته. بسم الله. لا اله الا الله 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 محمد رسول الله لا اله الا 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 الله محمد رسول الله لا اله الا 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 الله محمد رسول الله لا اله الا 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 الله محمد رسول الله.